Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the RationalInvestor.com's Daily Brief Recap. T minus 1 day until vacation. Hello, everyone. I'm so jonesing for some time off. Anyway, as you can see, Stuart is busily working away, adding stuff to the database. Now we actually have a really robust crypto market in our histogram. And interesting, I think actually this is very telling of the crypto space right now. Like you can see, the fear greed index is just cranked up. So you can see, short term, wow, crypto is super bullish. A little bit scary. Don't like to see crypto getting too bullish on both the short term and the long term. If this starts getting up into like 70, 80 area, then oh boy, it could be trouble. Anyway, good to see that the database is slowly filling itself out. And actually, one thing I'm super jazzed about is the screeners. And this is sort of the big thing that we've been working away on here for the past little while. It's starting to actually populate. Starting to get some really cool data. I'm a super, super big fan of key reversals. This daily bull key reversal screen. As an example, these are just recent screen results, but you can see here's one interesting. Google fired one the day before its earnings, but the candle never confirmed itself, so the trade never came in. So that's one reason why I love this screen, is you just get these list of stocks in your email. And it's just simply, this is a bullish one, so you just buy it on a move one tick higher than the previous high, and you see this AVGO back on the 30th. Look at this, eh? There's the outside upside key reversal. And what do you think? If you had just went and bought a call on the, and interesting how it opened up here, but it actually came back, and you could have got your fill right on that level. And you tell me, was that a half decent trade idea? So I can't tell you how excited I am for TRI's prospects going forward. Oh my goodness, this is going to be so much fun. You can see there's bearish key reversals working at the same time too. So actually these are engulfing patterns. I don't know whether we have any, bear, where's daily bear key reversal? There we are. So interesting how paper stocks and Newell Rubbermaid spat out signals. Anyway, so we're having a lot of fun on the site because the site's now gone to the point where we actually have like usable data that you can actually build custom screeners. And I watched a really cool lecture on credit spreads and option strategies and a very specific technical model for those credit spread trades. So super, super excited that we have this tool. And I got to tell you, like, I've been in this business like 30 years, right? Long time. Got my first job in 1988 working for Burns Fry. That's forever ago, eh? In 30 years, never seen a site. 30 years I've been searching. Never seen a site that can give you this kind of information. Oh, man. Well, we're so fucking set here. It's ridiculous. This is just perfect. It's a long time coming, my friends. A long time coming. So, super, super excited. Sorry to get off on a tangent there. I suppose I'm supposed to be talking about this stuff with you guys. As we're working our way through the summer, just be really careful here, everybody. It's got traps written all over it. I mean, when gold market just goes straight parabolic up, I mean, that's got to be a warning sign. Stock market's also going up, up, up. Risk on. They just keep coming in. You can actually see U.S. dollar now flirting at that previous low. I don't think that the jury is out. Remember, we really only want to see, like call turns if you actually see structure here, and there ain't nothing to work with. You had a bullish engulfing candle bar here, but I don't really like those. And this is one of the reasons why. They're not really that accurate. And this index, I think, did go to a new low here this morning. So what is that? Geez, I can't even see the number. Anyway. Let's see what we got here. The low there is 55, and today's low is 52. So, a little bit early to call a bottom yet. You would like to see this if you are a bull and you're thinking about gold tops. You'd like to see this turn around, but man, I don't see anything there yet. So clearly that's supporting the risk on camp, and really you can see that in glorious Technicolor and things like the NASDAQ. Very, very strong. Strong like bull. Where is NASDAQ? Got around here somewhere. Yeah, look at that. NASDAQ just broke out to new highs. Not really a new high, but hey. They're going to print a new high in the newspaper, and you know who's going to say, I'm wonderful, because the stock market is at new highs. So, it's actually interesting. That Jim Cramer guy, he was all like, whoa, the end of July, Larry Williams, we should see a top in the market. And I saw a headline yesterday. He's like, I can't figure out what the hell's going on. This is crazy. So if he's saying things like that, then I actually don't feel so bad. This is barstool stock markets right now, no doubt about it. The bar stools are ruling the roost, which I suppose is good for the crypto space because a lot of people are in these very, very highly speculative issues, and I get the feeling that money's pouring back into crypto again. I mean, I was worried the other day. We had ascending wedges and double top breakdowns and stuff, and the market just said, sorry, Brian, we're just not interested. We're taking this thing up. So it is what it is. I'm along a bunch of stuff off the bottom from back there in the spring. Been really reluctant to add anything new to the books. Ironically enough, the stuff that I am interested in buying is actually really boring. Like, I'm very interested in this ALA, which is a natural gas utility stock yielding about 5% monthly pay. Boring. Those are the kind of things that I'd like to invest in right now. So, as the frivolity continues, and, ironically enough, this little chaos theory tool is so helpful. I do expect that those people, all those, what we talk about, the 1%, I actually expect them to take this stock market to new highs. So I think you're going to see a print. All-time highs on the stock market. Of course, can you believe any of it? I've had long talks with you guys about M2 money supply and what the real value of this asset is. So, unfortunately, it's a bit of fugazi, as they say. Anyway, I did buy some March put options on the inverse ETF of this, and I bought some of the DOG, which is the Dow Bear ETF. Clearly, we haven't topped yet, so those positions are underwater. But I think I've told you, I like to have a little bit of insurance on the books, just in case. Our funny little crude oil analogy here. Bang, bang, bang. See you later. So here we are. We still haven't filled the candle gap yet with a body. I don't know. Maybe that's what has to happen. We'll just slowly pay attention, and probably next week when I'm gone, the thing will just collapse. But I don't know whether we're gonna do. I doubt we'll do these daily brief recap videos while I'm gone. So everybody, you'll have to go a week without Brian on YouTube, which I'm sure you could all live with. It's not the end of the world. And just FYI, we have special guest speakers all through the week on the daily briefs next week. So, and I did notice last time I took a break, some of the people's presentations were just knocked the cover off the ball. I mean, it was really, really professional stuff. So I actually am looking forward to coming back and seeing the cool presentations that these people all put together. Should be a lot of fun. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling here today. Stocks, pressing up against the highs. NASDAQ pushing higher. I'm more than happy. You want to keep pushing these stocks higher? I'm more than happy to sell you more stock if you want it. So, as you can see, hey, look at Mr. Barstool's happy again. Phew. I actually kind of think that we've run into a gap theory objective here, but If they want to take the stocks higher, they'll take them higher. I got a bunch of these blockchain-related stocks that I think, if they're taking this mara up, there's no reason why this thing can't work its way up into chaos levels. And I've always been jazzed about this little one. He's a blockchain mining company. I would prefer Mr. Barstool come out with picks like this, where at least you're at the bottom end of the range versus coming in and telling people to buy up top here. And oh my goodness, this has been a roller coaster for them, I bet. So I do see blockchain stocks getting bid up. It seems to be a hot part of the market. Looks like blockchain itself is still being bid up. This is the kind of thing where, again, gap theory, oh my goodness, nosebleeds. You get up into these levels, and I don't have any choice. I don't really want to sell my Bitcoins, but you start rallying up into parking garages and chaos levels up top, I'm going to have to sell. I don't have any choice. So I've got open orders working. You want to buy my shit up off of me up top? Okay. Other than that, there are some really interesting special situations in the stock market. The boys have been really interested in this one in our TRI SOF club. Does have a W working. I don't know if I'm too jazzed about this with the failure on the other side, but if you were a risk taker, that sure is an interesting looking little one to consider. ZVO, these guys, they're driving me nuts. Look where my next sell order is. And if the stock market is hot and they're taking it higher, I'm gonna get a fill up here. It's just they're playing with me at a goddamn chaos level, jerks. So, but this is the same thing as the Mara. I mean, you want to keep taking this crap higher? Okay, I'll keep selling. Twist my rubber arm. But there was one other cute little energy stock that I was mentioning the other day, which, gee whiz, just looks really, really good down here. It's like an energy transport name. So, what the hell did I do? Who the hell's this? I don't know how I got there. What was that little energy name that you guys? This SPN. Look at that thing, hey? Thanks, man. I mean, what a beautiful little chart. This is the kind of stuff that I like to teach people. Where you see, I mean, we change this to a line chart. Hopefully you can see the W coming in on clotheslines. I mean, you can see. This is the kind of risk that I want to see people taking. Maybe you wait for the W to come in, whatever. You've got a relatively defined risk window here. And if it fails, okay, well, you can just walk away. It's not that big of a deal. And the upside here is ridiculous. I mean, I don't see any reason why this can't work its way up here. 50% rolls. So these are the kind of names that I really like. Ironically enough, this guy's in the oil services industry. And I think it's, I had talked a little bit about Schlumberger the other day. And if you see those big oil service stocks, if you see the big stocks in the sector take off, well, not a bad idea to go look for some junior names and see if they can do a bit of performance. So, that's the kind of market it is. Like I said, I'm the kind of stocks I'm interested in is I really like this damn utility. Boring. Certainly not crypto, that's for sure. Paying a nice fat dividend. Now we actually have like multiple different types of setups all firing off the same level. So, and actually it's funny, I asked Julian does the baby powder reports on Thursday, and I said, well, I'm thinking about trying to get in off of this, off the breakout level, and he's like, fuck it, man, this thing's probably not going to come back. Oh, shitty. Oh, well. I'd also, I really like the idea of keeping a close eye on things like the cruise lines now, where nobody's interested in these things now, right? Everybody was all talking a cruise line, then, okay, we're going to... But think about it this way, right? Stocks are usually priced 6 months in advance. So if you can think about what's the world going to look like 6 months from now, right? So that's like January, February. If we start getting news, over the coming 4 or 5 months that a vaccine is available and it's being disseminated, then, you might just see one day these guys get the green light. All right, business is back on. Away you go. And woohoo, off she goes. So, very interesting level that these cruise ships are starting to come back down into. And, I'm not the type of guy, I don't really like to come in here because you just don't know. But now, hopefully, you can see we're starting to get some sauce or bottom type action. I think this company is worth something, and I think they're very popular cruise ships. We got to get beyond this COVID thing here before this thing starts going back up. And like I said, you get news of like a vaccine, and this thing could just take off like a rocket. I mean, you see all these gaps up top here. So very, very interested in the cruise ships, and also too, remember thinking 6 months down the road, 8 months, that kind of thing. I'm also very interested in some of the resorts, like this hotel property trust. I've already bought a bunch of this, so I'm already in here. But the fundamental story of this thing, this sector starting to look attractive again. I'm starting to like that thinking, for whatever it's worth. And remember, guys, I'm not telling you what to buy or sell. I don't really care if you buy or sell anything that I do. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing in the market from my perspective, what I'm doing with my money. And that's about the extent of this conversation, really. I mean, if you get value out of anything I've said here, awesome. If not, I won't be offended if you tell me, Brian, I think I will pass on your offerings. That's fine. Like, I like to think of them as edutainment, because every once in a while I tell a half-decent joke and make people laugh. Every once in a while. It's not very often, but every once in a while. Anyway, back to our fun conversation about risk on, risk off. I wonder whether the bonds are getting awfully nosebleedy up here. Quite often, actually, you'll see the stock market eventually top out when the bonds and interest rates start going up. So maybe that's what this has to have. The market needs to see some sort of top in here to actually cool these risk takers' appetite down. What do you say about the gold? I mean, it's just a runaway train. Do you find it interesting, of course, Brian and his crazy little chaos levels. Kevin was even mentioning as we were getting this going, we do seem to have a bit of a cluster up here with a bunch of them, so maybe that's what the market's going after. Ironically enough, TRI's long a shitload of gold. We've actually through that last crypto run, I thought it was funny. Like 6 months ago, we're like, hey, didn't we have an account over on that Voltaro? And it's like you go log in, hey, look at that, there's a whole shitload of gold sitting there. So that was kind of a nice added treat. Totally didn't expect that. And obviously, it's gone up quite a bit in price, so that's good. This market state is a bit wonky because if you use things like technical tools to try and help you trade this, you're just getting a one-directional market. It's almost the same thing as when I look at the Ethereum. I mean, are RSI studies going to be overbought in this case? Is Willie going to be overbought? Absolutely. One thing that's a bit puzzling about this picture, though, and I kind of talked to you guys about it, the pure metal enthusiasts, they hate when I go down this road. But nonetheless, it's probably worth mentioning. Why are the gold stocks themselves not rallying? What the hell's going on with Newmont here? Ironically enough, I got chicken shit a week or two ago and said, what, I don't want this is just insanely risky. And I just walked away from this trade. Yesterday I was kind of like, oh, well, there you go, Brian. That's what you get for leaving trade early. And now I'm kind of like, oh, well, maybe hindsight's 2020. Maybe hopping off was the right idea. I don't know. One thing I don't like and I have the flexibility not to have to live this life. I don't like to be in trades and positions that I'm uncomfortable about. And if I just don't want to be in it, fuck it, just get the hell out. Right? Why do I have to live with that stress? So, if you are long gold, I think that we've come into lofty upside objectives, and if you want to take some profits, it never hurts to take a profit. I was a bit surprised, we have one gentleman on the site who's been hunting for a long setup on this bearish ETF on the gold stocks, and you can actually see that it's higher on the day, and we might actually even create some sort of fractal bottom here. It's probably a little. It's like all these ETFs. You know, you're really only going to know that it is a bottom when this thing actually W's like that. But it's another anecdote that I have a problem with the gold rally. Why the gold stocks themselves are not moving higher here. Something's, again, you know, like through the daily brief, a lot of our conversation today was like, this is idiocy what's going on in the market right now. It's, you know, like on something like the gold spot price, it's just a one-directional market. And somebody obviously has an agenda here. You know, can you justify coming in with RSI looking like that? All right, no. Just no. Can I buy when Willie is stupid like that? No. Do we have any signs of divergence that this move is actually over and we should actually start to expect the market to come down? No. So, I've made reference to this before. I think it's the exact same thing. This feels exactly like Bitcoin felt back in 2017. I don't know where the hell the damn top is. I don't think it's in any of our business to call a top here. When it comes in, and actually a really good anecdote for you guys. You know, of course, I like to watch the US dollar index. I actually also like to watch the gold price relative to the stock market. And this is the 1980 peak. It's fascinating how, and most people don't understand this, but I've seen it time and time again in my career. When the stock market is moving higher, that obviously is inflationary. Corporate earnings are rising, prices are going up, that's inflationary. So the gold market does pretty well. Stock market comes down, gold has a very, very tough time rallying in the face of that. And you can see in this particular case, gold just went sideways. As soon as stock market bottoms, good old W's, inverted head and shoulders, starts working its way higher, here comes the gold. But notice, and this is what I find really interesting, does this kind of look familiar? Aren't we doing exactly this right now? Geez, this almost feels like it's like deja vu all over again. Big dump in the stock market in March, April, right? Or February, March. Put in a bottom. Rally our way back up. Where is the high? Remember that fog and bomb that I showed you off of the Dow just a few minutes ago? It says that we're going up and taking out this high. Remember on the ES? I think I showed you. Can't remember what chart that is. I suppose we can throw it on here. Fog and bomb, you are so cool. Fog and bomb. 3404 on the S&P 500. And the high there is 33.97. So they're basically telling you they want to take this thing to new highs. So I find this shockingly similar. Notice, take it to new highs, and So also too, and maybe you should keep an eye on this if you're in the public and you're a gold bug. Notice as the stock market's moving higher, and then all of a sudden the gold market stopped moving higher and actually topped out and started trending lower. Notice that the stock market actually disconnected and went for another leg higher. This is actually a pretty good example of a divergence there. Clearly this is deflationary. Inflationary, somebody's wrong. And clearly the stock market was wrong. So my hunch is history's probably going to look something like this over the next few months. I wouldn't be surprised if let's say 1 year from now we pull up the gold chart, you do find that, oh my God, it went parabolic. The stock market did go to new highs. You know who came out and publicly said, look how wonderful I am. I took the stock market to new highs. Re-elect me. And then, the other side of it, big mess. So, that's really what I think our future is. This has got Barstool written all over it. And, hey, hopefully Mr. Barstool does great. Looks like his latest tout. He's kicking ass. But I think we can do a hell of a lot better. I really do. I don't think it's in your best interest to chase markets. Don't chase, don't chase, don't chase. Buy W's, get in off the bottoms, and then as the public comes into ideas, you're just spoon feeding the public assets. You want to take the market higher? Great. Here's some more. Merry Christmas. It makes keeping the hair on the top of your head, keeping it from going gray or white, makes that a hell of a lot easier. Interesting, stocks are pressing higher. We saw the NASDAQ pressing higher. Small caps don't really want to get going here. And I guess, I showed you that ZVO. Kind of funny. Some of the junior stocks are kind of floundering. I guess even Mr. Beer, Barstool or whatever, just sort of floundering around at those previous highs. I'm not really seeing a massive surge in the venture market. It's more just sort of like piecemeal. And, when I look at my screen, where is... Oh, I guess it was here. Yeah. So I look at my screen. It's like, okay, well, there's some green. Nothing really dramatic. 10%, 20%. No, it's not bad. Why didn't Mr. Barstool come out and say, buy this thing down here, right? I mean, gee whiz, that's a nice rally. I don't know where the hell this damn thing's going, but if I was going to buy a crypto stock, this is a much better idea than that Mara. Or that Hut. Jesus, that thing looks perfect down here. We've got some that are just ready to go, but you see, just sort of parked here. This is the kind of thing where, come in off the bottom, buy those W's. When the public comes in, they're getting all excited. You're going to be spoon feeding it out to the public at doubles and triples, etc. Man, I was so choked about this silly ZVO. These guys are playing with me here. But again, buy the W's. Don't chase. For God's sakes, nobody has any business whatsoever buying this asset here. That's just crazy talk. Anyway. But notice also too, what's going on here? There's some red on the screen. Actually, this is starting to perk up because earlier these were red. So you can see money's starting to come back in a little bit, but there's still quite a bit of red on here. Notice the pharma stocks, which were super, super popular just over the past 3 or 4 months, they're calming down a little bit. Remember we talked about the gold. Why are these gold stocks down on the day? Something's not right about that. This guy's just sitting there. Here's another mining stock. Why is it down on the day? Here's a pharma name. Why are they down on the day? So it's kind of a mixed bag when in junior market land. Nothing really to get overly insanely excited about. Ironically enough, old reorganized pot stocks, they're starting to look interesting. I mean, it can't chase that's for sure. I'm long this from its pre delisting off the NASDAQ and sent down to the OTC market. I'm along the January 22 calls, so I got a long time on this. We'll see whether they can turn these names around. That should be interesting. I think we were squawking about names like this. Try and get in off the bottom here. Not a good idea to be chasing up top here, and for whatever it's worth, I got my orders to sell working just up top here. Look at that volume, just beautiful volume. So, there are some names that look appealing, but on balance, I'm in spoon feeding mode. Got all my positions, let the market rally. There's only 1 or 2 names that I kind of am interested in buying. Like I said, Kevin's little oil shipping stock looks damn attractive down here. And boring utility companies. But I'm not supposed to like oil anymore, so I'm having a hard time justifying buying that one. That's just Brian and his crazy nonsense. I think I told you about ALA. That's kind of a name that I could warm up to. Gotta say, I'm pretty pleased to see the way crypto's acting here. But as I had sort of told the audience in the Daily Brief, same logic here. If you guys keep bidding these prices up, I'm gonna have to sell into your bids. That Bitcoin ETF is a perfect example. So I forced myself to come in and buy off the bottom end of the range, wherever the hell damn thing is. There it is. Came in down here, but this is getting ridiculous, guys. I mean, come on, look at this chart. That's nuts. RSI's at 83. When was the last time you saw RSI on the daily 14 at 83? I mean, that doesn't happen very often. Willie is officially stupidly overbought, so I got no business buying this piece of shit whatsoever. Volume pattern hasn't broken down here anywhere near, so it's not like it's a sell today. But you keep bidding this shit up here, up into my parking garages, and I have no choice. I have to sell. So, give me some fills. I guess I'll begrudgingly take them. I had dinner with the boys last night. Well, one boy. The other boy's off on the East Coast. And, we're taking I got to tell you, I really like the idea of taking a short shot on Ethereum right now. But we'll see how it goes. Crypto market still looks very strong. Broader crypto market looks strong. I can't be a buyer of Bitcoins or Ethereums or any of that kind of shit up top here. I got the Ethereum miner, who's up, I guess about 50% from where I bought it. So no complaints there. If this market wants to go higher, fine, take it higher. But I can't be a buyer there. I'm sorry. Shit perp, right? We held in this nice trend line channel. Looks like we're trying to press higher. And I think I told you guys recently I really like Dash. And I was able to go and pick some up off of this pullback. I had some more bids working off of this original bottom, but they're like, we have no interest in going down here. Look at this beautiful chart. So I'm kind of happy I got a bit of this on the books. I'd like to try and get some more. But I got a sneaky suspicion Dash is about to be repriced here. And, of course, the stuff that I did buy down here, I'll be more than happy to sell half on a double if we do this AB equals CD. So this is the kind of environment that we're in right now. And I see a lot of these names like this, like ZEC. Kevin keeps kicking himself that he didn't get back in on this ZEC. Look at that son of a bitch go. Monero, XMR, same sort of thing. Not quite ready for me to get too excited about on XMR. I really like this pivot here. Set up this midpoint consolidation. Away we go on ZEC. You can see the same thing. Boom, 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 boom. Probably heading up into this area. Look at NEM go. Woohoo! So what we're seeing, I think, is we're actually seeing a lot of money coming into the altcoin space. Imagine that. So, and Dominator did break to new lows there the other day. No W, so Dominator's still in the closet. And remember I showed you that shit perp index there a moment ago. I wonder what happened to... we lost Joshua's, I guess one of the symbols there must have blown up. But anyway, you look at these, this is a Trex alt index and a Binance alt index. Structurally, they've turned the corner. And I think we've talked about this quite a bit. This, I think, is the bottom for crypto. I, of course, am a cheap ass, so I'm not allowed to chase. And the same thing on Bitcoin. I'm a cheap ass, so I'm not allowed to chase. So, interestingly enough, if the stock market does play out the way I think it is going to, and we get the pullbacks, I think this is like a buying opportunity of a lifetime, people. And like all of these, we'll do the Binance one. If I was going to try and buy, and let's say this is an index, or an asset, beg your pardon, I was going to do good old reload zones, right? Same old, nothing really changes. And I can be a buyer. Gee whiz, what a surprise. Against this original market structure bottom and against these this W bottom patterns lows. So that would be sort of my scenario when I can think about buying next. But I don't think it's now. I don't think it's going to happen for a while. Probably take into like tax loss selling season. Because like I showed you, that's a hell of a lot of up. I don't see any failure here anywhere. You know, Ethereum, could it press higher here? Sure. I kind of wanted to get a divergence here to actually show me that it's done. No divergence anywhere in sight there. The only thing that concerns me out of Ethereum here is this move alone was huge. And if you break this pattern down, this is a harmonic pattern up here. So it doesn't surprise me if guys are going to take short shots there. But I look at things like Digi. I told you guys in the public repeatedly about Digi. Setup's still working. Nothing has changed there at all. This expanse, I told you guys about this weeks ago. Reload zones. And you can see it's starting to work its way back up. Hell, even Mr. Wonderful has got a nice little W pattern. And you can see he's trying desperately to hold on to this breakout level here. I don't like the guy, and frankly, I mean, this story's pretty good. I like the coin, just don't like the person, so I'm not really interested in investing. But you just go through a lot of these alts. They've gone through the cleanup process, like this Algorand is a perfect example, where, you know, maybe it got a little ahead of itself there a week or two ago, right? Huge run-up. All he did was slam right back down into the reload zone, and here we go again. It's turning back up. I mean, nothing's really changed here. Just rinse and repeat. Look at Mana here. I thought this was cool because I put these stink bids down in here a while ago, and gee whiz, those are looking brilliant levels. This is the kind of shit you want to hear from that barstool guy. Not coming in and buying up here. That's like that's just asking for trouble. So I'm sorry I keep going on about that, but I have a feeling I'm going to be making reference to Mr. Barstool a lot over the next year or so. So that, like, this is the stuff that I really want to see you guys doing, right? And, you know, if you post in the comments there, hey, Brian, I did a reload zone. Look at this. If you had your stink bid in there at 391 right in there, I mean, what a fucking fill that would have been. Maybe you're like, well, Brian, you know, I've got the reload zone. Now I want to see some sort of inside bar reversal. Hell, you could even talk about totally crazy. There's the reload zone. There's the counter trend rally. Now I'm going to reload zone within reload zone. And look at that level. Fuck me. I mean, there's a gap right there. 78.6. Reload zone off of that range. I mean, wicks and tails like to... Oh, didn't quite get the candle body low level. That would have been just sick. But nonetheless, man, what a signal in here. That's the kind of stuff that you need to learn. Don't come in when the thing's pumping and chase. That's just asking for trouble. Anyway, so point of the matter here is lots of looking little uppies. I'm wondering whether we should pay attention to Ubik in here. We'll see. As you can see where I bought. So. Hell, even Mr. Crypto Chico, and for whatever it's worth, I did appreciate comments on the free videos here about my reference to Mr. Crypto or Mr. Chico. I'm not quite sure what his formal title is. I like listening to the guy. I think he's a fantastic orator. I think he talks the millennial generation talk. And I think he does some pretty good research, but I'm not here suggesting that I am endorsing you following whatever he's touting. It's more of kind of thing of like, if he's interested in an idea, then I happen to look at my chart, I want to buy it because I like the fact that he's interested. I'll just leave it at that. I mean, it's not any formal recommendation. You all know I don't tell you what to buy and sell here on these channels. I just tell you what I'm doing with my money. And if you don't like Mr. Chico or Mr. Crypto or whatever the case may be, that's fine. You know, just do your own due diligence. I'm not telling you that he's guaranteed to make you money. the message that I heard recently was just be careful, Brian. You don't need to be dragged down if there's any disasters in his world, and that's cool. You guys know how I play. All right, play from a position of strength. Don't take too much risk. Slow and steady wins a race. Rinse and repeat. How many more cliches can I throw at ya? Okay. The only other one I wanted to mention out of this screen, which looks kind of interesting because I really like the fundamentals, is this RLC. You can see he's worked his way back down to some interesting levels, so maybe we might be botting out there. Watch for W's coming in. And, of course, my old buddy Sis. Of course, I've already got a free position established here, so there's really nothing for me to do right now. But if you weren't in that, maybe watch for a bot and see if you can sneak in there. So there are names starting to move back up. And as this graphic kind of shows you, I mean, I love this Dash. I don't quite understand why Dash was so underperforming there, but it looks like she's playing catch-up now, so this should be a lot of fun. Okay, well, there's your presentation. Sure hope you got some value out of that. I'm a straightforward kind of guy. Try not to BS you. Really, my only job here is, if one person through this video goes, oh, I didn't know that. That's kind of cool. Or, hey, I might look for that, in my trade ideas that I'm considering going forward. Then this whole thing's a win. So, have a good day. Remember what your number one job is. And actually, I'm going on vacation next week. So your number one job is to make damn sure you can play the game 1 week from tomorrow. Actually, maybe I'll come back for the broiler chicken show next Sunday. So I'll give myself a really long break. Maybe recharge a bit. Okay, everybody. Have yourselves a great day. All the best. And bye for now.